What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to my video. In this video I'll be doing a quick setup little tutorial video on my Ariens Ikon XL60. I'll be doing a quick setup, getting through everything as if you were to get it out of the box, out of the crate. Mine was delivered. I purchased mine at Lowe's. It was pre-assembled. It was on their showroom floor, so it was a little bit dirty. It had footprints and stuff like that on it, but for the price, can't go wrong. This is the Ariens Ikon XL60, the 60-inch with the Kawasaki 24 horsepower motor. Has the bigger wheels on it. Fairly happy. First I got the 60-inch thinking I'm going to get a lot more work done in less time, and then I realized the 60-inch probably will not fit on any of the trailers that I have access to, so that might be a problem if I were to try to move it elsewhere. So let's just go ahead and start off. As you guys can see, mine is not in the crate. If yours is in the crate, you will need to unpackage it out of the crate. And for this pre-assembly, we will need a pair of scissors or pliers, a crescent wrench, and the 9/16, a 7/16, and a 1/2-inch socket in order to adjust bolts and get everything fit into the position that you like. So the first thing you're going to want to do is remove your crate and rip off any kind of bands that are holding it to the crate. Once everything is removed on the crate, you can go ahead and start by pushing off your mower. If we look right down under here, there is a lever. You're going to want to pull that back and then to the left. So pull back and pull it to the left, and it will lock in place like that. Let's get a top view. So that's that lever there. Once we have that lever set, we can go ahead and remove the brake. Once we have removed the brake, we are now able to push and move the mower. The next thing we're going to want to do is go ahead and remove any zip ties, any bands that are left. Since mine came pre-assembled, then the zip ties were already gone. And then for zip ties, a little trick, a little hack if you want to reuse them. If you take it and pull this down, you are able to get a, like, let's say a razor blade or something in between the two layers there, and you're able to pull it free if you wanted to reuse these zip ties. If not, go ahead, cut them and throw them out. So the next thing that we're going to be looking at is the cable that attaches the seat and keeps it upright. Mine was already pre-assembled at the store. So as you guys could see, I was able to flip it up and it was held in place. So this cable, you should be able to find it in possibly a bag. And if that is there, go ahead and loosen that, tighten, put your, fits right on there. Go ahead, put the wire on there and assemble that. So it should be right down here next to the battery and up to your seat, and that keeps the seat tight when you go to lift it up. And then also, while we have the seat up, we can go ahead and make sure that the battery is connected. So once that is there and connected, that would be the next step, is making sure the battery is there and it is tight. On the battery, I just wanted to mention that you can have your bolt on the outside, and then on the inside you'll have the first thing to connect is going to be coming off of the wire that goes on, and then the little washer, and then the nut goes on the end to secure it in place. Next, we're going to want to adjust our steering levers. If yours are adjusted all the way forward or do not line up straight like mine, since it was pre-assembled, it was put together quickly, mine are not straight, so we have to adjust them. We're going to want to take a 9/16 socket and go ahead and loosen both of the bolts. And if yours are out of position, you will then take them off. If yours are out of position, you can fold them up and set them up. Once you have them set up, you can I like to either push all the way forward or all the way back. I recommend forward. They tend to stay in that position a little bit better. So put both of them in the forward position. When you go to tighten them down, make sure they are both even, just to make it a little bit easier for you to handle when you're driving. So there we have it. I was able to straighten mine out, make them pretty much at the same level. And when it comes out here, they're both in the same position. I also dropped mine down one level from where they had originally had it. They had it set a little higher. I set mine a little lower just so it'd be a little closer to my hands on the elbow rests. So that is now set. So next thing we're going to want to do is take the 9/16, loosen those, and rotate. If your deck lift pedal is on this side, you're going to want to go ahead and move it onto the inside so you can use it. So that will be the next option. Let's go ahead and take a quick tour around the mower. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the fuel cap. The fuel tank is located underneath the seat, right around 3 gallons. Next we have the motor, and we have the oil dipstick here for testing your oil and adding oil. Next we have the oil filter, the black circle right down here, that is for your oil filter. And right down there lower, the little yellow plug I have is the oil plug if you're changing your oil. It's a little plastic one on mine. Not necessarily happy with that. I would recommend a bolt or something more metal. As we move around the mower, go ahead and lift up here for the air filter. So the air filter is back here. Next we are over here we got the choke here going up and down. We have the throttle going up and down. We got the ignition area for the key. We have a little timer here for how many hours are on the mower. We have to engage and disengage the blade. And then we have our heights to adjust the height for the blade to raise and lower. It's just by simply moving them up and down, twisting them to adjust that. As we look at the mower from the front, we will see there is a lever here to engage and disengage, to lift and drop the deck, the mowing deck. Next we have a lever for parking. It's adjusted by going up and down. To the right side of the seat we have a seat lever. I found it the easiest to move the seat when you have your seat in the upright position, when you got it folded over. Over here to the right and left side we have our steering levers. So what you use to drive the mower to go forward and back to control the steering. And as we take a look at the mower deck, we will see a belt guard right over here to protect the belts. There are belts and pulleys down there at the bottom to control that. There is our chute for getting rid of our grass, for shooting the grass out of the way. We have our tires in the front. We have anti-scalping little wheels up here, just so you're not gouging your deck into a possible hill. That'll help lift it up. And then over here we have our tires in the back. I did forget to mention there is a battery underneath the seat. There it is, our battery, and then we have a fuel filter there. So next I'm going to be getting ready to start up my mower. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and check my oil, take the dipstick out and just check it, make sure you have enough oil. You guys might not be able to see it there, but mine is up to the full mark. And then the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is add some fuel over here. So make sure you have fuel in your fuel tank. As you guys can see, mine is completely empty, so I'm going to go ahead and add some fuel. So now that I have my fuel in, I'm ready to start this guy up. First things we're going to want to do is right down here, there are these levers. You're going to want to go ahead and engage both of those. There's one on this side. There is one on this side. Go ahead and push that in as well. And then we are going to be going over to our mower. Go ahead, have a seat. You will have a sensor in your seat. And when you are sitting on the seat, make sure that your deck is disengaged, as in the blades are not spinning. They're spinning now. Now they're off. I'm going to go ahead and put my throttle about halfway. I'm in the stop position. If it's the first time starting your mower, you might want to put it on choke if it's still cold, if it hasn't ran that day. The next thing is you are going to want to put your levers here in neutral, which is in the middle, not in the front or the back. When they are neutral, your e-brake will at that point then engage. If they are not in neutral, e-brake does not, the parking brake does not fully engage. Once you get it close, the brake will put it in as you put the brake in. So now that we have all of that set, I'm gonna go ahead and give this a shot. That started up and died because my choke is on. Go ahead, turn that off. We have takeoff. So now that our mower is started, what we're going to want to do is go ahead and put both of these levers in the middle. Once they are in the middle, go ahead and release your e-brake. That'll give you control over the mower. And at that point, going forward, if you want to go forward, both levers have to be going forward. To go backwards, both have to be going backwards. To take a right turn, you're going to pull this one back and push this one forward, and then the opposite for the other way. So there you guys have it. So when you go to mow and you want to adjust your deck height, what you're gonna want to do is push in the lever down here. That'll lift your deck. As you guys can see, my deck is lifted. And at that point, you are then able to rotate to the size that you would like to mow to. So once you have it set to whatever you'd like to mow, then you're off to the races.